So Valentine's Day is around the corner and I've got lots of project ideas, including this one, which is just to take some Tecta, and I have cut 2 pieces of, this happens to be white Tecta, and I am going to place them on this piece and then do a little channel down the middle. And I'm going to use, I have some of these fun hearts from Lori Moreno at Wilderness Glass. I'm going to chop these up. I'm going to lay them in a channel down the middle here and do a full fuse. And I recognize I may not keep the heart shape on these. These may blob out a little bit more. But then after this comes out and the full fuse is done, I'm going to take little slices of hearts and place them around here and do a tack fuse, which those will keep their shape. And I think it'll make a cute little dish after I slump it. So I'm going to use my handy dandy snappy chopper to chop these up really quickly, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this up and then get it into the kiln. I say glue because I do think they're going to move around a little bit, so I'm going to put glass tack down just to help me make sure that they stay in place and try to get them arranged just the way I want them. All right, there it is. So I filled that channel, and look, I still have a lot of Murrini left. So I know people sometimes comment, oh my gosh, what do you have to charge for that? It's going to cost a fortune. But it really didn't. I mean, it was, you know, a package of this that is relatively affordable. I only used about half of it, and it gives a really neat effect. I'll use some more when I fire it again later, but for now, I think this is all I need, and I'm going to do a full fuse on this, and I had debated, do I flip this upside down in order to try to keep the definition on those hearts a little bit more? And I could still do that. I guess I'm going to let this dry overnight, and then I might decide to do that, but I think I'll fire it like this. It'll spread out, smoosh out a little bit, and I know I will lose some of that definition, but some of it will remain, and the colors will be awesome, and then they'll complement the ones that I'm going to put out here on the main dish. I realize that I may get a little blurbing out on the ends, and that's okay because I've got that awesome flat lap that I can just hit those edges real easy and clean it up before I put it in for a tack or contour fuse. So there you go. I'm going to put this in a full fuse with the rest of some other pieces that I've got going in, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. All right, here's the finished piece. I did not do an in-between video, but this did not even need any grinding. I mean, it bulges out just so ever so slightly right there, but it doesn't bother me. And so I went ahead and put the sliced Murrini that I have on here. I fired it to, this was 1400 for 10 minutes. And so it gives me a really nice, you know, tack fuse, starting to be a contour fuse. I then slumped it. So this is 2 different firings, ultimately 3 in total. The base glass was number 1, then I added my Murrini, fired it to 1400, that's number 2, then I slumped it in a little square slumper, that's number 3. So lots of texture, which I actually wanted. I think, you know, this looks really cool with that texture. You know, if it's candy dish, it's kind of fun because it almost looks like little candies on there. So really happy with this. I think the hearts still look cool. You know, might make a nice little Valentine's project. And so there you go. I hope you learned a little something. And while I have you, a couple of little bonus projects, because I was doing these, or this one, I wanted to get a few more things in. Here I just used some clear with white streaky, and then fired that to a full fuse, then added my Waterjets. These are from Henry and Carla at SS Glass Art Studio on Etsy. I'll post a link. Love the shape of these hearts. They're just really fun. They have a ton of hearts. So if you go to Etsy and check them out, just in time for Valentine's Day, they've got a ton of hearts. I just think that's really cool. So this one in the same schedule. So 1400 fuse gives me a nice texture. Then I slumped it. Here's another one. I just cut blank. It's a clear bottom and a red top. And this is a really cool Waterjet that I bought from them. And I just fired it on there and then put it on the slumper. And so same firing. It all went in together. And then finally, I had this paperweight this really heavy paperweight. I've used a lot of glass in it. I had a lot of movement and flow in it, but I didn't love it as it was. So I added some water jets to the front. So this has been sitting in my studio for a while because I didn't know what to do with it. And then I got the water jets and decided that's what I'm going to do with it. So I added, again, same shape. I just think that those are fun hearts. I added those, and this one came out of the kiln. I posted it to my website and it's already sold. So before I box it up, I thought I would show it to you. But that was a way to, what I thought, kind of elevate this paperweight. I thought the glass was cool and the movement and what I caught in there was great. But the hearts just added the nice little element on the front end. And so in this case, I fired this in the same schedule as I did the tack fuse with these. Now that meant, I mean, this is a super thick piece. So that meant I had to anneal these pieces really long to kind of match the annealing that I needed for this. But that's okay. You know, extra anneal never hurt anything. So it allowed me to tack these on. I put this came out of the mold, but I ended up putting it right back into the mold, just set it right in there, added my water jets, fired it. It didn't distort, it didn't change the shape at all. All it did was allowed me to add the hearts, and that was perfect. So hope you learned a little something out of this bonus material. I'll post a link to Henry's site. These all came from Lori Moreno. I'll post a link to her page. And ooh, one more. Why don't I show another one? This one, I did a heart. Some of you are familiar with the Target ceramic molds that came from Target last year. They were hearts. I used a bunch of Lori's Murrini and put it in the heart mold, and then I had the heart and I wasn't sure what to do with it. So I full fused it then to some rainbow irid clear, and then I put it in the same slumping schedule with the molds, and this one I have a little bit different kind of mold, and got a nice little dish out of that too. So a bonus on top of the bonuses. Again, this is all Murrini from Lori, and I really like the look of that with the iridescent on the outside there. Okay, that is now finally the end of the video. If you don't already follow me on Facebook, because I do share some of the stuff on Facebook before it makes it to YouTube, but always subscribe and set your notifications so you get future videos here too. Catch y'all later.